Taking a minute. Hey, hey, hey! So good to be here again on another Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. We are in the house here. Honor your health. I'm so excited to see everyone here live and on the replay. And we are excited about the topic we're going to talk about today, and that is the power of no. But before we get into that, let me introduce myself. And of course, I'm going to have my co host, Coach Kim, introduce herself. So, I am Terrell Sally Holloman. I'm founder of Living Loving You Well. I'm a coach, really, and a speaker and an author. And what kind of coach am I? A blood type lifestyle health coach. And I've equipped professional women in helping them heal their bodies from dis-ease using the blood type so that they can thrive unapologetically as they walk here on this earth. So I'm really excited for what I do. And I'm going to give it over to my girlfriend there. Go ahead, Coach Kim.
Hello, I am Coach Kim. I am your Kingdom Financial Coach. I am a defender of moms to bring healing to their finances while getting to the root of the matter in order to create generational wealth. Back over to
All
you,
right.
T.
Yeah, so we have a good topic today. Coach Kim and I and a lot of our friends from GMKC family, we're really like a family. We keep in contact with each other, keep each other lifted. We pray for each other. And when we are in that town, we take time to see each other, right, Coach Kim? And I was just speaking to her about it this weekend, how my weekend went. And this topic came up at the right time, the power of no. I know right now we are in the midst of the summer. This is the last month, guys. I know people are getting double booked and triple booked with barbecues and family reunions. People heading off to California, going down south to North Carolina and South Carolina, Florida. I mean, all the places to meet up with family and friends before Labor Day comes here in the United States. So um, what's been happening, I noticed for myself, and hey, I'm totally transparent with this. I said this in my reel this morning, is that I've noticed I'm kind of backsliding here. The last month I've been eating bread, which I usually don't eat bread. And I'm like, what's going on, girl? And I realized when I'm around people, certain people, I wouldn't say it's a trigger. It's almost like what happens is you see them doing it. So you're like, I'll just have a little piece. And then next thing you got the whole piece. Then next thing you got three pieces of it, right? And it's a snowball effect. So we're going to talk about the power of no, because you know what? No is a full sentence. And you know what I did today for y'all? I looked up no is a full sentence. And it's actually a book on Amazon. Girl, let me tell you how much this book is. It's like almost $85 for this book. Now, I said that must be worth gold for this one book. $85 to teach you to say no is a full sentence. But we're going to help you today, especially with regard to I'm in the health sector and Coach Kim is in the financial sector, to get this together because and I say we because everything that I'm sharing with you, I'm including myself. We have to get serious about our bodies. We only have one body, one soul, and one brain. And we really don't want to mess it up by continuing to ingest foods that I say we have what we call the food pushers. There are people in our lives that like to push the food on you. You know what I'm saying? They kind of enable you. And sometimes you're going to be so nice and gracious. You're like, oh, it's okay. And you take whatever they're going to give you, knowing full well at the end you feel guilty for eating it in the first place. So let's not get caught up with them. I have a strategy for that later, but I'll give it to Coach Kim to start adding some value to this conversation. Go ahead, Coach Kim.
Wow, oh, I'm gonna raise my hand. I'm gonna say I'm guilty. Oh my goodness, I am guilty. I just thought about this weekend at the birthday little gathering where oh, try this cupcake. I did really good. I cut it like in four and only take a little bit. Oh, now you gotta try the cake. And then you gotta try because I made this and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm gonna say I'm a little in the same bucket in a sense as you. But one thing I come to realize that it's one thing to say no to other people, but there's another thing to say no to yourself. This
Yes.
past, I think it ended yesterday. It was on certain school supplies, school clothes, clothing that there was no taxes. They do it almost every year, and it was almost like, am I going to go into the store to get this, just because I'm not going to get taxes on it? But do I really need it?
Yeah.
And I'm learning there's some things I have to say no to because I don't need it. What is my goal? What is my intention of even buying some things? I'm in my house now trying to get rid of stuff. And I'm so, what was my intention of purchasing what I purchased? I'm just saying, so for myself, I'm learning more and more of the power of no, because it's so necessary in your eating, in your
Mm,
money, and in your time.
yes.
Yes, the power of no. Back over to you, Coach C.
Oh, you said something there that I hope people caught when you said when you went into the store you had to catch yourself. How many times do we do that really? And it's almost this guilt feeling after you did it, as opposed to taking the time to kind of think about before you put it in your mouth and ingest it. You know, when we're in barbecues and birthday parties and the family reunion, there is usually abundance of food. Usually, especially in our communities, it's overabundance of food. I realized that Sunday, everybody had to take food home, and I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want it. Take it, take it, take it. But how do we, as a person, knowing that you're looking to keep yourself together, you're looking to stay fit, you're looking to eat for your blood type with the foods, and keeping the inflammation down or pain down and your weight down and just feeling good and looking good. How do we actually go into these environments knowing that we can still be successful? So I have a couple of points that I've used in the past, which I'm going to be talking about so that I can start using again. Okay. So I hope this helps you get out. So let me know in the comments if these are some things that you can start doing, or even if you have some ideas that's worked for you, let us know too. So the first thing is when I'm in this kind of environment, wherever the food is located, I work on talking to the rest of the family and friends and staying away from the table. The more I stay away from the table, the more I notice I'm not noshing, because it's, they have the fruits or they have the cakes or they have the potato chips. And the more it's sitting there, the more you stand there talking to somebody, you're taking it and you're grabbing it and you're eating. So it's unconsciously you're eating foods that are not really working for yourself. The second thing is going to these affairs. I put it in my brain. Okay, I ate something before I left, so there's no reason to act like you're starving. You know what I'm saying? You know how we see so many things like, oh, I want to grab this, I want to grab this, I want to grab this. And then your stomach is hurting later because you ate too much. Our stomach is not made to have like gallons and gallons of food. Okay. So I work on eating something before I go. It doesn't have to be anything heavy, guys. It could be something protein based. It could be a shake, to really help you out. Also, when I'm at these barbecues and family reunions, or especially if they're outdoors, I make sure to drink plenty of water. The water helps fill your body up, okay? And it helps actually clean out the toxins, because our kidneys got to work with eating on this food and stuff like that. So I drink a lot of water. Now, I know at barbecues and different places, they will have sodas. They will have what else? Beer and alcoholic beverages. But I really like drinking water, maybe juices too, especially if you have little people, kids that have juices. But I really like drinking water because it keeps my skin clear. It keeps the fact that we are almost 60 to 70% water in our bodies already. So when we're outside, most likely you're perspiring, you're sweating, or if you're helping, cooking the food or running around playing with the kids, the water helps replenish all of that. The next thing I'm going to say is I'm looking at my notes. Okay. The biggest thing, it's not easy, guys, because you got the food pushes. This is where the food pushes part come in. Saying to them, no, thank you. I know that your apple pie is great. I know that you want to put another burger on for me, but I'm really satisfied with what I ate already. Thank you so much. Now, if they're going to force feed you, in other words, put that plate in your face, then this is what I've done. And this could have happened to somebody. I've done this. Okay, they put the plate in my face. What I do is I offer it to another person. Okay, or I put something that I don't like on top of it so I can't eat it. So if it's something sweet, I'll put like salt or pepper on it because I can't eat it because they don't, that combination doesn't work for me, right? Or I put ketchup on it because, hey, tomatoes are not really good for my blood type, so I don't eat ketchup. So I'll do something like that so that I know not to eat it and it's repulsing me to eat it. So I either offer it to somebody else or I do something like that. And then eventually, of course, you're going to throw it in the garbage, right? So that's one way of getting around it. But biggest thing is saying no, thank you. I know they're genuinely want to feed you because that's their love language. And if you didn't hear, there's a book called The Five Love Languages, which talk about that. But some people, that is their love language, in terms of, showing their love is by showing it through food. But as we mature in our age, it's being more aware and conscious of what we're putting in our mouths, because the more that we sit, especially in the day and age we are, everything's on computers, people doing Zoom meetings, people on their laptops, they're on their phone, they're on the iPads, and you're sitting so much. It's the new smoking. So we have to find ways to move our bodies so that we are, whatever we do consume, keep moving. So the next thing I want to say, and then I'll give it to Coach Kim, is give yourself grace. If you have one of those weekends where you overate, you know it in your heart of hearts that you overate, give yourself grace. Do not beat yourself up over it, because the guilt will weigh you down, and that's not helping you to ascend to the next step for yourself. Okay, so give yourself grace. Go to the next meal and make a change for the next meal. So this morning I drank water, and then I waited a couple of hours, and then I had my oatmeal with my bananas, my usual stuff, my protein powder and stuff, and that kept me for several hours before my next meal. So over to you, Coach Kim.
Wow, I'm going to come from another angle, of course, the financial part. And the power of no, that's what we're talking about. And when I think about when you're going to spend and the no, you need to plan, okay? If you know, for example, that something's coming up, that's what we're talking about. The next holiday, just use that, whatever that next holiday is, depending what country you're looking at this from. Plan. If you're going to somewhere, say, okay, I'm going to spend this much. Because that really helps. It helps with the overspending, because then you can say, you know what, this is what I have. It doesn't fit here. Then guess what? I'm saying no to myself by leaving it in the store. However, just like you said, those people pushes that like to push food, you have people that's going to say, in the financial end of it, you deserve it. You deserve it. You don't work hard. You didn't did this. You didn't did that. They put all of those things. They give you a whole list of you.
Yep.
You deserve it. Girl, go ahead and buy that. But guess what? They not paying for it, okay? It's not coming out of their pocket. And so that's another thing when it comes to people. And I would say this, you said have grace on yourself. I'm going to say for the financial part, there is a return policy. Yes. Those extra items you really did not need, go take them back to the store and get your money back. But be intentional. Don't just, well, I'm just going to go buy a whole bunch of stuff so I can return it. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about perhaps you didn't have a plan when you went out. You had the big eye, as the young people say, and you just bought a couple of purchases because you didn't have the power to say no to that sale. Back over to you, Coach T.
Oh, boy, I love that. She said, have the power to say to that spending, because spending can get us in trouble, right? Oh my goodness, when we're not conscious of our budget, or we're not conscious of how much is in our bank account, or we use the credit card, right? It's so easy. Hi, Coach Tammy. It's so easy to hit the credit card and go, oh, it ain't really there, so I'll just spend. So it's the same idea, ladies and gentlemen, with regard to when we're eating. We don't realize how much you consume if you're not measuring at a barbecue or at a wedding or at a friend's house and you're just hanging out. You're not measuring stuff. You just eat. You're just, okay, I'll eat some more. I'll have some more. The person that offered you 3 times, you ate each time. So your body is going to definitely feel it later, especially if you have any challenges, any health challenges, hypertension, diabetes, autoimmune condition, cancer, all of these different things that are dis-ease in our bodies will definitely react to what we put in it. And if we're not putting good stuff in it, even though it tastes good going down, okay, let's be honest, it tastes so good going down, but we will feel the effects of it. You know, whether it's for you gaining 3 or 4 pounds, for another person, maybe they break out, another person, their stomach is upset, another person, oh my gosh, my back is hurting, my neck is hurting, whatever is hurting, because of the food that you put in it. So we want to find ways to be really diligent and disciplined, right? Disciplining ourselves in the power of no. It is a full, complete sentence. Now, if this person can write a book on it and it's almost $85, there is something to that to me, all right? The power of no. And sometimes, we don't want to say no, but it's for the health benefit of our body. Again, I'm going to repeat that. You only have one body temple. You have one brain and one soul. What can we do to move forward to elevate and upgrade our bodies with regard to the foods that we want to nourish ourselves? We want to be more vibrant. We want to have more energy. But when we overdo it, when we overstuff ourselves, then your body starts getting sluggish, you start getting tired, and other things can happen in it when we are not careful. So being a party of one, sometimes you're going to stand out like a sore thumb, but that's okay. You know what's going on in your body. You know that in retrospect of doing certain things, what your body's going to feel the next day or maybe a couple hours later. Right, Coach Kim?
That is true. For some reason, however the body system works, as you know, that's why they say wait 20 minutes, right? After you eat something.
Yeah.
After your first plate, some people don't do that. They finish their first plate. Not even 5 minutes later, they get in their next plate, and then they're like, they're not feeling good. That's all I'm going to say. And it feels horrible. Food just sitting there on your stomach. You can't even go to sleep because it's sitting on your stomach. So,
Yeah.
how do I know?
How does she know? Because it's happened to her more than once, I'm sure that in your lifetime, right? Yeah, it's about being disciplined and being consistent with it. Now, like I said, for myself this weekend, yes, I definitely went overboard. So I knew this week I have to be very, very conscious of what I'm putting in and how much of it. Now, if you're at a restaurant, or I'll give you a couple of tips on how to measure things when you don't have a measuring spoon. Your hand, the inside of your palm hand is like 3 ounces for some fish or some meat. Your thumb is also another way to measure. Your fingers, another way to measure stuff. So these are some key things that we can work on when we're outside and not in the confines of your home. And the quickest thing is to add water, because water will fill it up, and then you can work on the food. Like you said, Coach Kim, take time to let the food digest before we decide we want something else. And if you want something else, find some great salad if they have it at the party or most people have some kind of salad at the party or at the barbecue or the family reunion. Somebody does. And I have to tell y'all this. Now, I usually do not eat cheese, but we're at a venue on Saturday that they had mac and cheese. And I said, well, I asked the young lady that was serving, I said, give me a little bit. And we have to understand some people's little bit is different than our little bit. So she plopped it on my plate. And I'm thinking, that's not a little bit. I said, I said, I really want a small taste of it. And she goes, oh, okay. Because they assume that everybody who's coming down that's going to get mac and cheese going to want a whole bunch. No, I just want a little bit so I can just taste it and get the feel of it. And that was it. So, yeah. So even defining to someone else how much you really want on your plate, make sure that you're clear about the sizing of it too, because that makes a difference in terms of when you're ready to eat and chew and digest your food. So anything else you wanted to share, Coach Kim, before we wrap up and tell everyone how they can contact us and continue to be in our world, as we say.
It sounds like we need to speak up. Just like you told the lady, no, that's too much. And I think that's going to help us along whatever journey, whether it's eating or our financial. We have to learn how to speak up, and some people might say, talk to yourself.
Yeah, it works. It
it,
works.
you know, reason. If you got to reason with yourself, it's okay, because then you don't have to take the time to go back to the store and see how many days you have to return that item. Just saying. Back to you.
She said, just saying. Yeah, and it's okay to be talking to yourself. Hey, who cares? If you have to talk yourself out of eating that extra apple pie, then do so. If you have to talk yourself out of having another beer, then do that. If you have to talk yourself out of not having another piece of cake or whatever, then talk to yourself. It's okay to do that. It's very powerful for us. As we said, we're snared by the words of our mouth. So it's okay to say no. That's what we're saying. All in all, it's okay to say no. It's a full sentence. So how can you get a hold of us and what's going on lately to let you guys know? October is not even here yet, but I wanted to share with you October 9th, I am having Shift Your Sugar 5-day challenge for the ladies, okay? For the ladies. Sorry, guys, but for the ladies, okay? And this month I'm having a special price. So you want to grab your spot while you can. It's at www.livinglovingyouwell.com, shift-your sugar. So catch that there on the wraparound. And Coach Kim is offering her financial exam sessions, right? Coach Kim, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, basically, a financial exam is almost like when you go to your doctor once a year for your, preventive care. And, you're trying to make sure you're on track and you're getting your body together. Now, switch that over to a financial exam. And, we do a deep dive into where you are, why, what's going on, in a sense, what symptoms are you having. And then we come up with a plan to see, okay, this is your next steps. And I'm finding out that a lot of people really, some people, they make the money, but they're not managing the money. And they just need
Mm.
some guidance. So you can find that on nickelsanddimesolutions.com. Thank you.
All right, all right. That makes a lot of sense to me. You're making the money, but you're not really managing. And we are managers, right? You think about it. We're managers of our bodies. That's why we're speaking about the power of no. And we're managers of our monies too. So, hey, let's do this, guys. This is the season for the shift is already here. So for us to start right now in terms of shifting your sugar, which is a big, big thing for a lot of people, or getting your finances in order at her house, meaning, the financial exam. This is a way to honor your health. Honor your health with your body, honor your health and your finances. And collectively, you will be singing the praises of once all of that is done to get yourself started. So I'm excited about what's going on. I'm excited to see you guys. Thank you for hopping in. Thank you, Facebook user. I don't know who that is. It's good to see everybody that came on. Coach Angel, Pastor, Minister Tammy. I saw her here for a little bit. And we will see you again Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So be blessed, and we will see y'all again. All right, bye.